Hi guys, it's Chris with City Your Homestead, and time for supper. Well, actually prep. I decided since I was prepping up so much stuff for Tom's lunch next week, I thought, well, why don't you jump on the video and prep for tonight's dinner? Now tonight I was going to do something else, and ended up being that Kroger had pineapples for 99 cents a pound. And I have some, I bought, I can't think of the name of it, but anyway, I bought some bread and that needs to be used up. I bought it last Saturday when we went down by Detroit. So, pita bread. So I thought I need to get that used up. So I bought 2 pineapples. They're not as ripe as I'd like them to be, but they'll be fine. So I used my gadget for this one. The other pineapple, it was so crooked, it just would not let me use it. So I had to cut it up a different way. Now, for tonight's dinner, I want these to be small. So I want them to be like tidbits. Kind of. You know what I mean. So anyway. And then for the ones that we can eat the rest of the week, for, you know, desserts or whatever, they'll be bigger. But for tonight, I want tidbits. So I'm going to just take these and I'm going to cut them really small. And whatever I don't use, I'll just add to what I'm going to put in that box over there. And we'll eat it during the week. Because believe these were not fully ripe, so they should last quite a few days. And if not, we'll eat them up. I was thinking about canning pineapple, but I thought to myself, I still have 1 jar left from when I canned it before. And I asked Tom, and he says, well, honestly, I could, you know, I could take it or leave it. You know, he says, it's just pineapple. And very seldom does he take just pineapple to work. It's usually grapes or bananas or something like that. So he said, you don't have to. Used to be I'd send all that stuff, but then now that we make the parfaits or we send the other stuff to work, he doesn't really do that. He takes his grapes or bananas. This week it'll be grapes. So that's what he'll be having. And tonight when I make dinner, hopefully Tom will be home in time. He's doing a side job. And when he came home because he forgot a part, I said, how long do you think you'll be? And he says, I should be done by 5. If he's not, you just won't get a taste of this from him. That's okay. But what I'm going to do is the stuff that I have left over, I'm actually going to put in the freezer so that if there's days that he doesn't have, you know, enough for dinner, that he can pull it out and he'll have lunch for the next day. All right, so let me finish chopping up. I think that's enough for tonight. I have quite a bit. So let me get the rest of this chopped up, cleaned up, and then I'll be back with what's next. All right, so I got this entire container filled with pineapple, and even though it was still green on the outside, that stuff is really, really sweet, so that's awesome. So now the next thing I want to do is I want to slice some red onion. Not super thin, but thin. And whatever I don't use, obviously, I'll put in the refrigerator. And use it for something else. I had to take that big old chunk out in the center. I hate that sometimes the red onions do that. And then I'm just going to slice them in half because I want them to be slices, not chunks. These are going to be delicious. I watched this thing that says that you can lower your blood sugar, which we could sure use, by boiling a red onion and lemon. I imagine it's going to taste like crap, but you know what? It's worth a try, and it's natural. So me and Tom were like, let's try it. So I bought a whole package of red onions and some lemons. And we'll see if we can get through it. You know, because sometimes those ancient recipes are the best recipes, you know? Alright. So then the next thing I need is ham. And if you guys remember, I had that ham left from something we did. I don't remember what it was. And I did buy a little $1 thing of ham yesterday, so if I need more, I can chop that one up. And I do want to dice this up. It's already 2 o'clock in the afternoon, so let's see. When he says, oh, it'll probably be about 5, that's 10 o'clock at night now. I think that'll be enough ham. So I will give him a call at 4 and see how it's coming. And if it's not coming real well, then I'll make supper and he'll just have to eat it when he gets home. So, thanks for coming with me to do the prep, and I'll be back for dinner. Alright, so I called Tom, and he's not going to be done by 5 o'clock. He said, I am going to get it done today, though, so that's a good thing. So, I bought some of the pita bread on last Saturday, and it was their store brand, and it was only 99 cents. So I got to thinking about it, well, what can I use it on? And I got to thinking, you know, there's times where I'm making dinner and there isn't enough for Tom to take to work. And he did take one of these pita pizzas with him before, and it warmed up fine. So I am going to pre-bake all them, so that all he's got to do is put them in the microwave. And then I'll put these on the big paper plate and put them in a gallon bag, and then they'll be in the freezer for when we're short something for him. So, I got all 5 set out. I'm having trouble with my hands today, so bear with me. So the first thing I'm going to do is I've got my recanned pizza sauce. And we're going to put that on all of them. This last one over here is going to be a little bit of a struggle to get it all on there, but we're okay. We just want to spread it out like we would pizza. So, I mean, if you can find a deal like that, I don't care if you go to the Dollar Tree. You can't get a pizza crust, 5 of them, for 99 cents. It's just not going to happen. So, I noticed some people said they've never had pita bread before. It is really good. And it does make a really good pizza crust. I know it's not as straight out as other pizza crusts would be, but you know what? That's okay. I'm just always thinking of different ways that not only can we have our dinner, but that we can have leftovers. You know, that he can have for lunch the next day, whatever, because he does carry his lunch every day. He is not one that buys food, and they do have where you can bring in takeout and stuff there, but he does not do that. He says it costs too much money. And the stuff isn't that good. So then, I'm going to put a light coated cheese on every one of them. Just enough to cover the bottom. So we're making Hawaiian pizza. Yes, pineapple does belong on pizza. In my opinion. If you don't like it on your pizza, don't put it on there. Alright, so now we cut up all that ham. Let's get that ham put on there. And I've seen people do this with pizza crust that they bought at the store. I've seen them make their own pizza crust. And, you know, it's not just for lunches. If you want just a quick night dinner, or the kids want pizza, there you go. I've made my floor into a war zone today. So as soon as I'm done with dinner, we definitely got to get the floor cleaned back up. Alright, now I'm going to put that pineapple that I diced up. I'm going to put quite a bit of pineapple on there because I got quite a bit left over. And why not? Actually, this is one of AJ and Emmy's favorite pizzas, is the Hawaiian pizza. Even though they're not onion fans, they will eat the onions on this pizza. So, yeah. My Hawaiian pizzas that I had years ago never had onions on them, but now it seems like all of them have onions on them. Alrighty, used up all the pineapple too. Great. I like when you can do that. And then we're going to put that onions on there. And if you don't want the onions, you can go without. Or for anything, you can make these pizzas into anything you want them to make them into. Ham, pepperoni, mushrooms. Make it a meat pizza. Whatever you want to make it into. Your pizza. So we're going to have a tad bit of onion left. But that's okay. We'll put it in a bag. And then we want to cover that with cheese. And I know one thing we forgot to get out. And I'll get it in just a second. But even if you didn't want to have this for dinner, and you have 5 meals in your freezer ready to go. If you're single, if you're, double, you got 2.5 meals. And actually the prep and everything else didn't take that long. So you guys will get my taste test today instead of Tommy's. But that's okay. Because we're thinking about taking a small trip tomorrow. My grandma's birthday is April 16th. And every year, I take flowers up and put them on her grave for her birthday. And with them working all the overtime, and on Saturdays too, I told Tom, I says, well, if you want, we could go up there this weekend. And that way he doesn't have to go anywhere after he gets out of work either. So then I put some Italian seasoning on there. Alright, we're going to bake 2 at a time, because I don't think I can get 2 of the round ones in. Let's see if I can or not. Well, I can. How about that? I know the big pan, I can't put anything else in with it. Well, there's 4 of them at one time anyway. I got my oven set at 350 and they're ready to go. I'll be back when they're done and show you how I'm going to store them. And take a taste test, of course. But I'm glad the pineapple went on sale because that gave me something to put on the pizza. So I will be back and then I'll take a taste test. Alright, so now Tom's has about 8.5 minutes left. And then he's got the biggest one. And I'll pull his out and put it on a plate for him. So, this is what I did with all the pizzas. They fit perfectly on the big paper plate. And as soon as they fully cool, then I will stack them and put them in the freezer. Now this time I made them so the crust would be crispier. Because I thought that might be really yummy. So, let's look at the pizza. Isn't that pretty? Oh. And with it crispier, it holds up. That is a must try. And like I say, if you can find sales like that, I had gotten my ham for $1.25. The pineapple was 99 cents. And it was enough to do all the pizzas. I recanned my sauce, the onion, you know. So probably $1 a piece, maybe, for the pizzas. And we have 3 that can go in the freezer for him to have at work. Or if we just want a lunch or something. So, I'm going to make Sunday breakfast. And I'm going to do something that one of my friends, Carolina, did. But with a different kind. And we're going to make up enough for hopefully the whole week. So, you know, if you can make ahead like that. Like we're going to start, not next week, but the week after. I got to get my big freezer cleaned out. And I'm going to start freezer shopping, or freezer cooking. We bought that great big 5-pound bag of French fries yesterday. Well, I ordered 3 smaller bags of hash brown cubes. They didn't have that. So they sent me a 3-pound bag of hash browns, which takes up a lot of space. So I've got a recipe coming up with that too, to get that bag used up. But we've got lots of meat in there and everything else. So the next couple weeks after this week, we're going to be pulling from that freezer and getting it tightened down a little bit. Because when it gets nice again, really nice, where we can go all the way up north, we want to go to Pineview. So, thanks for coming along with me. Sorry Tom's not taste testing, but he's doing a side job. Which is good, because I found out that the same thing that happened on my right side of my car last year cost me $1,600. The left side is going bad now, and that's going to be $1,000. So, yeah, you just can't win for losing, I'm telling you. So, thanks for coming along. You guys have a blessed day. Be a blessing. And goodbye, Tom, over at your side job. You guys have a great night.